So, you're thinking about a trip to the incredible country of Nepal. That's awesome. But let's be real, there's one huge question you have to answer before you book anything. When is the absolute best time to go? Well, stick with me for a few minutes and we're going to make that decision super easy for you.
Okay, so you're gearing up for this amazing adventure. You're probably picturing it already, right? The Himalayas, ancient temples, those vibrant cities, it's all so exciting. But as you start to plan, one big question mark probably pops into your head right away. And yeah, that question is, when? You know, choosing the right time to visit Nepal can literally be the difference between getting those breathtaking, postcard-perfect mountain views and staring at a wall of clouds, or having a lovely stroll through the city versus getting caught in a total downpour. So yeah, let's get this figured out.
Right, let's dive in. See, the secret to nailing your perfect Nepal trip is really just understanding its 4 distinct seasons. Each one offers a completely different vibe, with its own set of pros and cons. All right, first up, let's talk about spring. If that picture in your head involves hiking through some jaw-dropping mountain scenery, then you're going to want to listen up, because this could be your season.
So from March to May, it's like the perfect recipe for an amazing trip. You get these really comfortable temperatures, the mountain views are clear, and this is the real showstopper. The famous rhododendron forests just explode in these spectacular colors. It's why this is absolutely prime time for those bucket list treks like Everest and Annapurna Base Camp.
So, bottom line, spring is basically heaven for trekkers and photographers. The only real trade-off is that it can get a little warm down in the cities. But honestly, for most people, that's a small price to pay for those incredible Himalayan views.
Okay, moving on to summer, and this is a total 180. Because in Nepal, summer means one thing and one thing only: monsoon season.
So you're looking at June all the way through September, and the weather is all about heat and a lot of rain. In the cities, it can get over 30 degrees Celsius. And all that rain, well, it means those mountain views you came for are often just gone. Plus, out in the trekking regions, landslides can be a real risk.
But wait, is there any good reason to go then? Well, yeah, actually. All that rain makes the countryside incredibly, beautifully green and lush. But let's be real. For your first trip, when you're dreaming of those peaks, the downsides like muddy trails and hidden mountains usually outweigh the positives. It's just not the best time for a classic trekking adventure.
Okay, and then there's autumn. You know, if you've ever had a friend rave about their Nepal trip, chances are this is when they went. It is the peak season for some very good reasons.
So why is it so popular? Well, from October to November, the monsoon rains have basically washed all the dust out of the air, leaving behind these stunningly clear, crisp skies. The temperatures are perfect, just hanging out between 15 and 25 degrees. This all comes together to create the absolute best mountain visibility of the entire year. And as if that wasn't enough, it's also festival season. You get to see huge celebrations like Dashan and Tihar, which is this amazing festival of lights that just makes the whole country glow.
And look, don't just take my word for it. This is the big takeaway right from our source material. For that perfect all-around first trip that combines the best weather with amazing culture, this is it. This is the one.
So let's just break it down. The pros for autumn are huge. You get that perfect weather, and you get to experience these fantastic cultural festivals. Is there a catch? Well, kinda. It's popular for a reason, so yeah, you're gonna see more people. But for a first-timer, the experience is pretty much unbeatable.
And that just leaves one season left on our tour: winter. From December to February, the temperatures drop, and it brings this different kind of crisp, quiet beauty to Nepal.
The cool thing about winter is that the skies are often still super clear, but it definitely gets chilly, especially in the mornings and at night. Down in Kathmandu, the temperature can swing from a cold 2 degrees all the way up to a really pleasant 20. And up in the mountains, oh yeah, that means snow.
So, who is winter really for? It can actually be a fantastic time for touring cities like Kathmandu, when the air is fresh and the tourist spots are way less crowded. But, and this is a big but, if you're thinking about a high-altitude trek, you better be ready for some serious cold.
Right, so we've got the seasons down, but here's a really important little detail. Where you go in Nepal matters a ton. The weather in a city is completely different from what you're going to find at 4,000 meters up on a mountain trail.
And this is a perfect example. Even between the two main tourist hubs, Kathmandu and Pokhara, the climate is a bit different. Pokhara, for instance, tends to be a little warmer, but also gets more rain during the monsoon.
So the main thing to remember is that geography plays a huge role, even just between the big cities.
So, you know when you're going and where you're headed. Now, what on earth do you pack? Let's do a quick run-through of the absolute essentials.
Okay, here's your quick and dirty checklist. First off, do not skimp on your trekking shoes. Seriously, non-negotiable. Sunscreen is a must. The sun at high altitudes is no joke. Always, always pack a light jacket for cool evenings, even in the warmer seasons. And if you're trekking, think in layers. It's the only way to go when the temperature changes so much throughout the day.
Okay, we've talked seasons, we've talked locations, we've even gone through your packing list. So now it's time to put it all together and give you the final, definitive answer.
After all that, what's the verdict? What's the absolute best time for a first-timer to go and have a completely unforgettable experience in Nepal?
And here it is, laid out plain and simple. There are 2 sweet spot windows. Your absolute #1 gold medal winner is autumn, from October to November. It's the perfect blend of clear views, comfy weather, and those amazing cultural festivals. And running a super close second, especially if you're all about trekking and flowers, is spring, from March to April. Honestly, pick either of those windows for your first trip, and you really can't go wrong.
And there you have it. You now have the key to unlocking the best possible time for your first trip to Nepal. So the only question left is, what amazing adventure are you gonna have?